Garrick, I guess it's good to get out here, mate. School holidays, see all the purple jumpers out here on a day like this.
Yeah, it's really good. It's busy, a little bit cold, but a really good turnout. We usually get a lot of kids around here for this sort of thing, and they really love it, so it's good for us to get out and help them out.
You seem to be the spokesman when these sort of things roll around. You sort of get up. Do you enjoy it?
I've had a couple. Yeah, I don't mind it. It's not too bad as long as you guys are nice to me. It's all right, but yeah, I don't mind it at all.
GWS this week. How do you prepare for a game? Obviously, they haven't been going too well, and how do you prepare for a game like this weekend?
We prepare like every other game, really. Everything's the same for us. It's not. We don't buy into any easy games. Everything's preparation as normal. Obviously, we had a tough game against Gold Coast earlier in the season, and we can't afford to be going into games like this thinking that anyone's an easy beat, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
Is that game against Gold Coast serve as a timely reminder going into a match like this, you think, Garrick?
Well, it does. Obviously, they haven't had a great season either, but we went up there and they gave us a really tough game. We only just happened to get away, so we don't want to have that again this week. We want to prepare as normal, prepare as if we're playing one of the top sides of the competition, and play the way we want to play, really focus on the things that have been getting us up in the last couple of weeks and keep going with it.
What have you made of GWS, and what sort of team are they, do you think, from what you know of them?
Look, I think they're obviously young. They're working hard as a group to get, once they start to get a few more games into each other, they'll start to improve. But obviously, they've got a great coach in Sheedy's here. We're showing them the tricks of the trade. But for them, I think it's probably just an effort thing. They'll keep going and keep giving 100%. And I think the score will start to swing their way as they get a bit more experience in them. So we're expecting a tough game no matter what.
And I guess that's the message for you guys has been most of the year, hasn't it, from Ross? Effort is the key.
Yeah, exactly. Ross says that he doesn't coach skill, he coaches effort. So 100% effort, 100% of the time for us is our main indicator. So four-quarter effort's what we're after, not 2 or 3, and that's what we're trying to do this week.
There's been a marked improvement in your away form this year, but your home form probably, maybe hasn't been up to what it has been in previous years. Do you see that you need to maybe sort of look at making that, they called it the House of Pain a couple of years ago. Do you need to sort of get back to that sort of footy at home?
Yeah, we'd like to be playing really a bit better footy at home, but the away form is something we've been focusing on a lot. I mean, we haven't had great form really playing in Melbourne over the last few years, and I think with Ross coming in, we've started to swing that a little bit. So I've no doubt that we'll start to get our home form back again, and if we can continue to maintain our away form, Melbourne and Adelaide and these sort of things, I think it will be perfect for us.
Anthony Morabito, obviously devastating news for him. He's seeing a specialist now. Have you had a chance to speak to him over the last couple of days?
I haven't, no. We're away when he sort of went down, I think, last week, and he's overseeing the specialist, like you said, but it is disappointing news for him. He was coming back really strong, he was looking good, and I think he was just really looking forward to playing footy again. Obviously, he's had about a year and a half out already, and to go down again, it's probably not great for him, but he'll get a lot of support from the club and from the players and this sort of thing, and his family, and hopefully he'll come back as good as gold.
How do the players sort of support a teammate with an issue like that, Garrick? How do you get around him?
It's tough. I think he'll probably look to guys who have been through experiences like this before, guys who have had season-long injuries and that sort of thing, and he might even look outside the club to other guys who have been through the same sort of thing for him. But obviously it's hard. You can't really, it's hard to know what he's been through when he's been through one already and he's looking to go through another injury back again. So it is hard, but I think just trying to get around him and be as close and helpful as you can to him is probably the best thing for it.
Does it help still having a guy like Sean McManus around the club who did actually go through 2 knee recons and then forge a pretty successful career after that? I guess he's one sort of person that Anthony would be able to speak to.
Yeah, absolutely. Shawnee Mac's fantastic with everyone, but for him to have been through the experience that Anthony Morabito is going to go through again, he'll be perfect for him. He'll probably spend a lot of time up there. Shawnee Mac will get around him as much as he can, which he already does, but to have someone who has been through it and come out on the other side positively, I think that's a perfect thing for him to have, and I've no doubt that Shawnee Mac will do everything he can to try and keep him up, keep him positive and get him back as soon as possible.
Garrick, you're amongst the best last week and pretty solid over the last few weeks. You found yourself out of the team after the game against Hawthorn. What did that do to you, and how have you approached your game since you came back?
Yeah, well, I had a pretty honest chat with Ross after that, and he sort of said that, well, like I said, his trademark is 100% effort 100% of the time, and that's what he said. To sit out and ask me what it was like to watch a game, and especially a derby, it was really, really tough to sit through watching the guys play and knowing that you want to be out there so much but couldn't. And ever since then, I've sort of come in, I sort of thought I don't ever want to do that again, and that's going to be my benchmark for me, my 100% effort. And I'll speak to Ross as often as I can and see how he thinks I'm going to make sure I'm not slipping and make sure that my form stays up.